Okay, 38. Thank you. Page number 7, verse number 38. Since it comes to an end when ignorance ceases, it refers to samsara, aggregates, the world. Since the world or the samsara comes to an end when ignorance ceases. Yes, of course, from what we did last time, what are the 5 points? What are the 5 points when the Arya Nagarjuna taught? Ceasing karma self-afflictions is nirvana. Karma self-afflictions arise from conceptualization, which in turn arises from elaboration, and the elaboration ceases through the wisdom of emptiness. Okay, so what are the 5 points? Samsara, quantum karmas, afflictions, conceptualization of inappropriate tension, elaboration, self-grasping, ignorance. So if you don't want samsara, what should we do? We should cut the immediate cause. What's the immediate cause? We stop the contaminant karmas. To stop the contaminant karmas, what should we do? We should cut the afflictions. To cut the afflictions, what should we do? Inappropriate tension. For example, it's so good. Then what happens? Desire happens. It's so bad. Aversion arises. You getting it? Okay. If you don't want the inappropriate tension, what should we do? We should stop the elaboration of self-grasping ignorance. If you don't want the self-grasping ignorance, what should we do? We should see the emptiness. We should have the wisdom of emptiness to see emptiness. So, Arya Nagarjuna taught, okay, the verse, I hope that you have this by heart. Ceasing of karma afflictions is nirvana. Karma afflictions arise from conceptualization of inappropriate tension, which in turn arises from elaboration of self-grasping ignorance. And the elaboration, what is that elaboration? Self-grasping ignorance. And the elaboration ceases through the wisdom of emptiness. You're getting it? Okay. So with this, now if you know this so well, the 5 points through which samsara operates, through which we can stop samsara, then through which our tears are stopped, through our unnecessary problems are stopped. Right? So just see that somehow these problems, any problem that you might have, somehow they relate to one of these 5 points. So with this in mind, 38, since it comes to an end, whole samsara comes to an end when the root of this, which is ignorance, ceases. Why does it not become clear then that it referring to the world of samsara was projected by ignorance? Yes, everything is projected by ignorance. So the moment ignorance stops, then the samsara stops. Okay. And how do you know that? How do you know that the world is projected by ignorance? By seeing that even on a very gross level, we see that things are so dependent on many other factors. How many agree with me? Everything is dependent on so many other factors, right? Okay. Say the guided Bodhisattva's way of life, Bodhisattva Shantideva said very clearly, and in fact, one time, for me, I'm sure that each one of us, we have our own personal experiences. That I was seeking visa for first visa for France. Then they would say that you cannot apply this visa too early. So they give up some kind of time frame. Within this you have to apply. When I applied this during that time, then the document gets stuck in the French embassy long. I don't know when it'll come out. Then I have to seek visa from the British embassy. So British embassy, they need the document. Without document, I cannot go there. Please give me visa, right? And document is stuck in there. And after this, I have to go to Dharamsala to clear from the Indian police. Again, they need a document. Everything gets stuck. One is stuck because of this, B is stuck because of C is stuck because of D. They're all connected. and then so desperate what to do. You cannot, no one factor is to be blamed. They're all connected to each other, right? This amazing dependent origination. Everything is dependent. So at times it becomes so prominent in our real life, and then you say, wow, this is dependent origination. Okay. 39. And okay, what I'm meant to say is that if you see on a mundane level that things are all dependent on each other, then of course don't just wait for such a situation to arise within you which is so prominent. Only when you are hit with some difficulties, and then we see they're all connected to each other, Then these, in fact, say the Tibet house. So I have to take care of every detail, everything in the construction, repair, teaching, office, the staff, right? Even the staff, their job, individual staff, their job. Again, I have to ask, did you finish this? Actually, they have to tell me. So we did this. No, I have to tell them everything. And then they say how they are dependent. And last time I did mention this to you, right? Say the first one who took the construction work, so made the wall round. It should be straight and round, right? And then okay, so if I tell them, again, they have to dismantle it. So compassion. Then it becomes round. Compassion, it becomes round. Then the window person comes. Window person separate. The laborer comes. Said that the wall is round. We can't do anything, right? So now we have to go back to the person who. So wall is round. They are complaining like this. So one is even the staff who is supposed to look at it could not see that the wall is round. What do you do now? Right? So they fix a little bit. And the window person also put it. They are round, not really round, maybe opposite round. Right? And the next person comes, saying that the window is put wrong. Oh, it's big and everything's connected. Everything's connected to each other. Okay, so with this, we see that this is samsara. From this, we come to know that, no, we can't really blame to any one person. They're all connected to each other. They depend on each other. So, by knowing this, then gradually it'll take you to see the impermanence. From there, it'll take you to see the miseries. Understand impermanence will take you to understand the miseries. And the misery is suffering will take you to understand. So how to get away from this? Quote the root, self-grasping ignorance. How to get the root? See emptiness. Then you see the weight, the gravity of the value of the wisdom of emptiness. Okay. 39. That which comes into being from a cause and does not endure without conditions. So look, cause and effect. If you understand cause and effect so well, understanding cause and effect per se is not understanding emptiness. Many people, they confuse the two. Understanding the dependent origination of cause and effect per se is not understanding emptiness. Understanding the dependent origin of cause and effect will take you to understand emptiness. You getting it? So this is difference that we need to know. That that the great teachers, what they say is that all the teachings of the Buddha, somehow they are grouped into three categories. All the teachings of Buddha are grouped into three categories, right? Some will point to the ultimate reality. Some will take you to the ultimate reality. Some will establish you to the ultimate reality. You understand it? For example, say how many are interested in hiking or what do you call it? What do you call that? Those people who go climbing the mountains? Huh? Mountaineering. Huh? Mountaineering. Yes, losing song is trekking, mountaineering. Say you want to do that. You want to climb Mount Everest, and you don't know where Mount Everest is, right? And you asked Mike, and Mike says that mountain is Mount Everest, right? He not take you there. He points out that is Mount Everest. Then you go to the Omar, right? And ask Mike, would you please take me there? He said, I have no time. Then he goes to Omar. Omar says, yeah, I'll take you there, right? Omar takes you there. Then at the base, Omar said, this is Mount Everest, right? He takes you there. And finally, who's fond of mountaineering? Anyone? Okay, then finally Jigmela, right? Jigmela say, hey, come with me. Take you there. And he established the Mount Everest. So all teachings of the Buddha, either they will point to the ultimate reality, or they will take you to the ultimate reality, or they will establish you in the ultimate reality. So teaching of impermanence, this is one which will take you, which will point to the ultimate reality. Point, it will not take you there, it will point there. And then the teaching on the, say, dependent origination. Dependent origination will take you there. Or the 5 levels of selflessness. What are they? Hey, what happened? So like you are in the form of zombie state. Huh? Myung. What happened? And what are the 5? You know them so well. Okay, so Myung is naughty. She said that my iPad knows. Okay, anyone? Tell me, what are the 5 levels of selflessness? Okay, Pinzola. Selflessness of permanent unity, independent self. Selflessness of autonomous substantiality. Selflessness of externality. Selflessness of true existence while not rejecting objective / intrinsic / inherent existence. Very good. Very good. Okay. Now, if all of us will say this 5 without looking at the notebook, without looking at the iPad, all of us are going to say this, right? Each one of us, one by one. If we cannot say this, we cannot go for the tea break. Right? Okay, starting from, where should I start from? From here or from here? Two of you decide. Or from here or from there? From the alias or from here? Not alias, from here. From here or here? Here. Okay, anyone raise hands? Anyone who could say this? Each one of us will to say this. Anyway, we to say this. Yes, Ajay Gasanla.
Selflessness of permanent unitary independent self. Selfless of substantiality. Selfless of externality. Selfless of true existence without rejecting intrinsic and inherent objective existence. Selflessness of inherent intrinsic.
Very good. Sheripema. Very good. Very, very good. Anyone else? Quick. Anyone else? Yes.
Selflessness of permanent, independent, unitary existence. Selflessness of autonomous substantive reality. Selflessness of externality. Selflessness of true existence without rejecting objective, inherent, intrinsic existence. Selflessness of objective existence.
Very good. Anyone else? Anyone else? Okay, Brother Tibio.
Selflessness selflessness of externality, selflessness of true existence, one of rejecting objective slash inherent slash intrinsic existence,
Wow.
selflessness of objective slash inherent slash intrinsic existence.
Wow, this is amazing. Okay, good. Kunal?
Selflessness of permanent unitary independence, selflessness of autonomous substantial reality, selflessness of external reality, selflessness of
True existence.
without taking the objective existence, and selflessness of objective.
Very good. Anyone else? Yes. Swangizala.
Selflessness of permanent unitary independence, selflessness of autonomous substantial reality, selflessness of externality, selflessness of true existence by not rejecting objective slash inherent slash intrinsic reality, selflessness of objective slash intrinsic slash inherent.
Wonderful. Micah?
Selflessness of I found this very difficult, permanent independent self, selflessness of autonomous substantial reality, selflessness of externality, selflessness of true existence without objective slash reality. Intrinsic objective, I know. And the last one, selflessness of objective.
Okay, thank you. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, good. Okay, anyone else would like to try? Okay, it's fine. Good. So now I see that most of you have. Okay, that the 39. That 39, page 7. That which comes into being from a cause and does not endure without condition. When you see that they are all really connected, dependent on causes and conditions, then you come to gradually come to dissolve the solidification. The gradually dissolve the sense of the objectivity was independence. Independence is gradually dissolved. Then we start to see the empty, closer to we go towards the emptiness. Okay. That which comes into being from a cause and does not endure without conditions, it appears as if conditions are, but it appears as well when conditions are absent. It disappears. It disappears as well when conditions are absent. When the conditions are gone, then the object disappears. For example, like the fire, the flame of the oil lamp. When the oil, as the factor for the lamp, for the light, oil finishes, then the light extinguishes. So from this, how can this be understood to exist as independently, as objectively? How can this be understood to exist independently or objectively? 40. If the proponents of existence meaning objective existence, the proponents of objective existence abide by clinging to real entities, objective existence, there's nothing to be surprised of, for they live by such path. Okay, opponents, for example, like say, the opponent of Arya Nagarjuna's philosophy, opponent of the emptiness of objective existence, like say the Samkhyas in the past. Samkhyas, they believe in what is known as whole universe to be objectively real, intrinsically real, and that on what basis they say that everything is intrinsically real is that these are all created by three basic components known as the particle. I don't know what that is in the Sanskrit. Okay. The particle dil means the darkness, and ingdop is the courage, sattva. The three guna. Huh? No, not Brahman. Three gunas. Sattva, rajas, tamas, sattva, rajas. Okay, tamas, sattva, rajas. Sattva meaning courage. You're getting it? So, the whole universe is made of these three components. And these three components truly exist, objectively really exist. So, because that, the whole universe meaning not the creator. For them, they exclude two things. Creator is excluded and the person is excluded. Person and the creator, these two are not created by these two gunas, these three qualities. The rest of phenomena, they are made of these three qualities. The creator is not created by these three. The creator, and then the self, the person who partakes in the world. So it is very interesting for your information, how the Samkhyas, they accept the concept of samsara and the concept of nirvana. It's very interesting. I'd like to quickly share with you here. Samkhyas, what they say is that they say we are the beings. We are not created by the creator. We are not created by the creators. And within Indian, the philosophy, don't think that we talk about Hinduism is one philosophy. No, that is not at all. So when you go into the real world of the Hindu philosophy, today's what we call as Hindu philosophy, we see that there are many divergent views. Samkhya, Vedanta, Nyaya, Vashishiks, Mimamsa, Charvaka. So there are various traditions there, and then their philosophical views, they are very divergent, they are opposing to each other. So one by Samkhya is very interesting. They say that finally, who is in samsara, who is to be liberated? You, me, the beings who are suffering. The sentient beings are suffering. So these beings, they are not created by the creator. Creator, they call it Prakriti. The creator, the label is Prakriti. Prakriti did not create us, and Prakriti, of course, by definition, it is not created by itself. So these two are independent of the creation. The rest in between, they are like 25 phenomena of the Prakriti and the self. Of the 25, delete the 2. Remaining 23, they are all created by these three qualities, the gunas. What is Rajas, Tamas, and Sattva? Created by these three things. Then the how, that's interesting. Say finally, the job of the Prakriti is to make sure that you are in samsara. You're getting it? Job of the Prakriti, God, created God, is to make sure that you are in samsara. You and I, we are in samsara. And how to keep us in samsara? How to keep us in samsara? Let's say that I'm feeling a little cold. Then this Prakriti creates the sun, right? Sun, and you go to the sun, right? Then you have a chat in the sun, right? So there, then you feel happy. When you feel happy, you don't think of exiting from samsara, right? And then at one point you feel a little hungry, right? Then the food is created in the kitchen. So you go to the kitchen. Oh, there's a food there. Again, you get stuck there. You will not think of nirvana. You will not think of liberation, right? And then it created darkness. Oh, now it's becoming dark. What should you do, right? Oh, I feel a little sleepy. Then you go to the bed. Bed's created. You go there, you lie down, and then meanwhile you don't think of leaving samsara. This is how it continues to trap us in samsara. You're getting it? And your body is created. Your body is created. Body has the sickness, aging, death. Yes. This body, tell me, how much of what you get, like what you earn, what you get, you spend on this body? 90%? 80%? 99%? On this body, right? Heating system, cooling system, food, clothes, then what? Electricity, everything is for this body, right? So we spend 99.9% of, if not 100%, is all our body, and the job of the body is to become older, right? And eventually get the cancer, and so forth. right? However you may wash, it continues to smell, right? Again, we have to take a shower the next day. This is what it is. And then it doesn't become better, it becomes worse. So Prakriti created that, so that you continue to suffer, you continue to be in samsara. Then, what's concept of nirvana is very beautiful. So the person, luckily that, Prakriti, unfortunately, he or she also created this intelligence within us. With the intelligence, person meditates. With the meditation, person attains clairvoyance, the power to see beyond. And seeing that, the person like us who meditates, and they discover that the secret, all these operation of the universe is happening, is the deception of the Prakriti. Prakriti is behind that. He's the one. He's creating all these things for us, and we are trapped in samsara. So, the moment you and I, we, or one person, or two, three, whatever. So, the moment that the beings discover that Prakriti is doing everything behind, then Prakriti feels ashamed. He feels embarrassed. Alright? He feels embarrassed. Okay, now he or she disclosed my secret, right? In trapping them in samsara, right? Okay, they also create iPad, right? With iPad, everything they put in the iPad. Okay, so this is, and then the discovering that you have discovered the secret of the Prakriti's was the actions. So Prakriti was so embarrassed, right? So Prakriti pulled back all what he created, what he manifested. Withdraw. It withdraws all what he created, including your sickness, aging, death, rid of body is withdrawn, and your food withdrawn. Because body is not there, you don't feel hungry, so food withdrawn. And because you don't have body, you don't feel sleep, bed will be withdrawn, right? And then you don't know what is the right iPad withdrawn. Everything's withdrawn. Right? Everything is withdrawn. Then what is left? Only the self is left. Self without sickness, aging, death, tension, depression, they're all withdrawn. So at that point, you are freed from all your miseries. You don't have body. 99.99% of our efforts after the body is freed. You are freed from all these efforts. So, no hunger, no thirst, no hospital, nothing. You don't go to hospital, no need. Everything stops and the self alone is left. At that point, you are liberated. This is Samkhyas' presentation. For them, what is the building block of the universe? The Prakriti uses what? The three gunas, Rajas, Tamas, and Sattva, the three. So these three exist as objectively real, really, truly real. Okay, so this is one view. Then the next one is Vashishiks. It's another, the ancient Indian philosophy. Vashishiks. Vashishiks, they don't believe in these, they don't believe exactly where Samkhyas believe. They believe in what is known as the four great elements. Whole universe is made of the four great elements: earth, water, fire, air. The Vashishiks. So they say that these four great elements exist truly. So these four are the building blocks of the whole universe. So because of which the universe exists as objectively, as real. Okay, so these in fact, not only these two traditions, there are many traditions who propose objective existence. Okay, verse number 40. If the proponents of existence, true existence, abide by clinging to real entities, to objectively real entities, there's nothing to be surprised of, for they live by such a path. Surprise of meaning, there's nothing to be surprised by the learned people, by the wise people. Wise people who's wise, who's unwise. Wise people are the ones who see emptiness of objective existence. And then Samkhyas, Vashishiks, Charvaka, or what they believe in objective existence. That is their philosophy, that's fine. So 41, Arya Nagarjuna is saying that what is really deplorable, what is really to be felt, is surprised about, is accepting the Buddha's teachings and still believing in things as objective real. That is something which the Arya Nagarjuna said, I cannot understand. Who are those people? Those people who who takes Buddhist teachings seriously, at the same time believe in objective existence. These people, Arya Nagarjuna said, that I don't understand. Because you accept dependent origination, the Buddha's key teaching, dependent origination. By understanding dependent origination, it should take us to the emptiness of objective existence. And so it takes you to the believing in objective existence. That is where the Arya Nagarjuna says that I don't understand it. This is very sad. Okay, 41. Deplorable are those meaning the Buddhist tradition, Buddhist philosophers who believe in objective existence. Deplorable are those Buddhist philosophers like Vaibhashika, Sautrantika, Chittamatra, Savatantrika Madhyamaka. So these Buddhist philosophical schools who abide by grasping at real entities with contention. Contention meaning that they argue, saying that real objective existence do exist. They put forth reasons to establish them. While on the basis of the Buddha's path, on the basis of Buddha's path of what? Buddha's path of dependent origination, they speak about impermanence of all things. They learn about dependent origination. They speak about objective existence of impermanence, objective existence of suffering, and so forth. And then because of which, of course, they conceive the idea of samsara as objective real. In other words, Arya Nagarjuna's are pointing to the internal contradiction for the Buddhist philosophers. Although not all Buddhist philosophers, Prasangika, keep them aside, which Arya Nagarjuna is following. The remaining, the contradiction is that on the one hand you accept dependent origination, on the other hand you accept objective existence. This is a contradiction. Okay. 41. Deplorable are those. Who are those? Buddhist philosophers such as, except for Prasangika, the remaining, Vaibhashika, Sautrantika, Chittamatra, and so forth, those who abide by the grasping at real entities with contention, that too, they try to argue, debate with the advocates of emptiness of objective existence, while on the basis of, and that too, they do that on the basis of the Buddha's path, Buddha's teaching of dependent origination. They speak about the impermanence of all things. 42. If nothing is observed through examination of this or that, when we subject things to ultimate analysis, nothing can be seen as observable, as this or that. What learned person, wise person, would assert that this or that contention is true. Contention created by the opponents, that things exist objectively. The wise person will see that they're just like illusion. There's no basis for them to come up with the contention against the advocates of emptiness of objective existence. 43. Those who cling to a self. Okay, this is more like the question from the Kunal about the mind as objectively real. How do we see the emptiness of the mind? So now this is the opponents. In fact, all the Buddhist schools except Prasangika. Prasangika meaning the philosophy that Arya Nagarjuna is following. Except for Prasangika, the rest of the Buddhist schools, they talk about what is self. Self is not really to be found, but then what about your mind? Yes, your mind is the self. This is what they say. You're getting it? They see the mind as objective real. They see the mind as to be identified as the self. Although you don't really identify the self with respect to your body, but your mind is identified as self. This is done by Vaibhashika, Sautrantika, Chittamatra, and Savatantrika Madhyamaka. In other words, all the Buddhist schools except Prasangika Buddhist school. Okay, so Now the 43. Those who cling to a self, including the Buddhist, say to a self or to the world as unconditioned. Okay, as unconditioned. Put this in bracket. This is the translator's edition. The meaning that those who cling has is a little negative connotation. Cling means objectifying the self, and so what made them to objectify the self? They identify the mind. They point to the mind and say that is the self. Those who cling to a self or to the world, then this word alas, that is missing in the translation. Alas. What is alas? A-L-A-S, alas. Huh? John. No. Something like unfortunate. Anyone else? Okay, the anthology. What is? Don't just follow. Just speak your mind. You are the author, translator. Alas. Yes. And it's something of the remorse. Some of the remorse, expression of it is unfortunate. Right? Okay. Okay. Emily, what is alas? No, in English, how would you use that? How do you use that? How do you use that in sentence? Like, therefore. Oh, okay. Anyone else? Oh yeah, beautiful. Alas, I didn't find emptiness, right? Alas. No, you don't say I didn't find it. Alas, how come that I did not come in contact with emptiness till today? Right? It's amazing. I found it's amazing. But alas, why it did not happen till now? Ayudamala. Even though. Yes, over there.
Of disappointment.
Yes, this is a beautiful way of expression. Expression of this is unfortunate, right? This expression of disappointment. This is unfortunate. Oh no, alas. Yeah. Okay. So this is missing. The translator missed that. Okay. Alas, they are captivated by the views. Okay. About arising. Put that in bracket. Is it translator's edition? About arising. They are captivated by the views of permanence, impermanence, and so on. Okay, meaning that if you cling to the self, if you cling to this consciousness, your mind as a self, as objectively the self, then alas, you also fall to the extreme of accepting objective permanence, objective impermanence, so the wrong views. Okay, 44. Those who assert that the conditioned things, okay. Those who assert, let me just underline this and change a little bit. Those who assert things as dependent, conditioned, things as dependent. Let me say this again. Those who assert the things as dependent, and then the conditioned things put in bracket. Those who assert the things as dependent, as being things as dependent, as being established in terms of ultimate reality, meaning that as being established, they say objectively, why wouldn't the false of permanence and so on not arise within their minds? Within their minds also in bracket, it's not in the root text, not arise within them as well. So the first verse, 43, is with respect to the non-Buddhist. philosophers, and 44 is with respect to the Buddhist philosophers who adhere to the mind as the self. Okay, in other words, what it said is that 43, those who believe cling to the consciousness of the mind as the self, they're bound to be trapped in the misconception of the, let's say, objectively permanence, objectively impermanence, so forth. Likewise, 44, those who assert that the dependent things meaning that the dependent origination, who accept the Buddha's teachings, dependent origination, and yet dependent origination things to be established in terms of ultimate reality, meaning objective reality. Why wouldn't the falls of permanence, so on, not arise for them also, for the Buddhists also? So in other words, saying that even if you are a Buddhist, if you follow Buddhist teachings, but if you believe in objective existence, the falls of having to accept objective permanence, objective impermanence, so forth, will ensue in for you. 45. Those who accept, okay, now again, we need to change a little bit. Those who accept things as conditioned things after condition, put after condition, put that in bracket. Or you delete it and put it before the condition. Those who accept things as conditioned, as being neither true nor false, just like the moon in the water, they are not carried away, or they are not captivated by the dogmatic views. Okay, those who accept things as conditioned, as being neither true nor false. Okay, is there anybody who likes to explain this word as neither true nor false? How would you explain this? Kunal, you try?
Yeah, like conventionally things exist, but they are absence of objective.
In the eyes of ultimate analysis, true, false both dissolve. You're getting it? This meaning of the transcendence of likes and the dislikes, transcendence of true and false. In the eyes of ultimate analysis, true, false both dissolve in that sense. Okay. Okay, good. Let me read this once more. 45. Those who accept things as conditioned, meaning that things come into existence by conditions, by the causes conditions, as being neither true nor false, because the condition means their dependence on their conditions. Dependent on condition means no independence. No independence means that you cannot withstand the ultimate analysis. In the ultimate analysis, the true, false all dissolve. Just like the moon in the water. They are not captivated by the dogmatic view. Say, the moon in the water, reflection moon in the water. Is that moon? That's not moon, right? Huh? It's illusion. It's not moon, right? But do you know about a story of 500 monkeys? Died in the water trying to save the moon, fallen moon in the water. Micah, you know that? You don't know this. Oh, you're too young. So this is a story of 500 monkeys. Have you any idea as to where the story came from?
I read only the Chittans.
Yes, maybe it's coming the sources from the Sanskrit or the Tibetan source. Yes. Okay. So in what context? The anthology, any idea? This story. Okay, you haven't heard the story. 500 monkeys who died in order to save the fallen moon in the water. Right? One monkey saw the moon in the water. The moon should be up there in the sky, not in the water. It's fallen there. Right? So he wants to save it. Then the other monkey held the second one, but second one hold the first one. So the first one will go down. Third one holding then all the 500 fell in the river. They died. You're getting it? For what? To save the poor fallen moon, right? To save this moon, which has fallen in the river. It's not fallen, it's a reflection. It's a reflection. Yet they see it as real. So when you see it as real, then all these miseries, they ensue, miseries happen. Okay, just like the moon and the water, they are not carried by dogmatic views. We see them as just reflection in the moon, and you are not carried away by the dogmatic views. What dogmatic views? The views believing in objective existence. 46. If one has the thesis of real entities, thesis meaning your own, the proposition, your own, the acceptance. This is my position. My position is that things exist objectively. So if you have the thesis, if you have the position that things exist as objectively real, awful and vicious views arise. From there, then the wrong views arise, which give birth to attachment and aversion. From this, then the contentions ensue, arguments, debates all happen. 47. This is the cause of all dogmatic views. Okay, so let's say okay, from the 5 points which Arya Nagarjuna identified, what's the first one? Samsara. Samsara came from where? Quantum and karmas. Quantum came from where? Afflictions. Afflictions came from where? Okay, money deeper. The inappropriate attention came from where? Self-grasping ignorance. Thank you. Okay, so self-grasping ignorance. What is self-grasping ignorance? Ignorance which believes in objective existence. When you believe in this, then everything follows. You believe in things objective real, then the inappropriate attention comes. Then the afflictions arise. Then the karmas arise. Then the miseries arise. All these problems start from believing in this self as objective real. So therefore, if there is a way by which we can see the emptiness of objective existence, right? We don't have to believe in these concepts. Just study this. Just study this and see how true it is. If you see that, wow, that's very true, and then just try to feel that things enter objective existence. Then look at the mental, how the mind reacts. Automatically, you don't have to force the mind not to react. No, just see emptiness. Automatically, mind will pull back. Mind will withdraw. Mind will rest. You don't have to force. Hey, just observe. Observe your, let's say your breath, your senses. Oh, now don't react. You are saying don't react. You don't have to say. You're getting it? You don't have to force your mind not to react. The moment you see that things enter objective existence, for example, let's say there's somebody plays a prank on you, right? And you were so scared. And finally you discover the person removes the bedsheet or whatever, removes it, and you see this as just a person, right? Your friend. What happens? You don't have to tell yourself, hey, no, don't react. No, automatically the mind will stop reacting. It's very different. This is a very powerful practice. And you see that you get a 25% understanding of the emptiness, 25% withdrawal will happen. Mind will pull back. Mind will withdraw and feel 25% at rest. And if you understand the emptiness, 50% mind will withdraw and feel the rest. And you get it very clear, 100% the mind rests automatically. And that was 2013. 2013. One morning, His Holiness was in Delhi, and the secretary of the His Holiness, early morning, he called me up. He said that if you are free, His Holiness wants you here. And I rushed to the hotel. And then His Holiness gave me a lengthy instruction how to administer a Tibet house. All these instructions were given. Then alongside, then His Holiness talked a little bit about emptiness. Then His Holiness said, if you don't have to be Buddhist. If you just get a glimpse of emptiness, your emotions will automatically subside. This is on his words. Automatically. Same, if you understand quantum, this is what his own is related. His own brought the quantum physics also. His own said that it is a quantum physics. You don't really believe in, you don't really believe in Buddha, you don't believe in Buddhism. It's like a purely mechanical quantum physics. Say even the scientists, no belief in Buddha. Just think of emptiness. Particularly quantum physicists, they can get to emptiness more easily because quantum physics and the emptiness concept, they are very similar. So once you get it, instantly your emotions will subside automatically. This is what his son said. Okay, so the yes, so his soulness was sharing the teaching on the basis of his own personal experience. So we do that, then you see that even our habitual tendencies then can be curbed. Even the habitual tendencies that we are so weak, we just been carried away by the habitual tendencies. So if you see the emptiness of what pulls us, emptiness of that, instantly your mind will be pulled, your mind will get the rest, not being dragged by the habitual tendencies. It's amazing. Okay. Which verse are we reading? 45. Those who accept. 47. Okay. And this is the cause of all dogmatic views. Same with the self-grasping ignorance, then the remaining things. This is absolutely good, this is absolutely bad, right? Then attachment, aversion, all these dogmas arise. This is the cause of all dogmatic views. Without it, without this ignorance, it meaning ignorance, without this ignorance, no afflictions will arise. Now, right, what we learned before, they're becoming clearer now. Without this ignorance, no afflictions will arise. So if this is understood thoroughly, all views and afflictions will cease. Same, by seeing emptiness, self-grasping ignorance will stop. When self-grasping ignorance stops, what happens? Hey. When self-grasping ignorance stops, what happens? Hey, money did tell me. So you said it so beautifully. Now say it again. So you said from the samsara to self-grasping ignorance. Now I'm bringing from self-grasping ignorance to samsara back. You getting it? When self-grasping ignorance stops, what happens? No. Immediate. Inappropriate attention will stop. Inappropriate attention stops, what happens? Afflictions stop. Afflictions stop, what happens? Contaminant comes stop. Contaminant comes stop, what happens? Misery stop. You getting it? Okay, so the ignorance stops everything. The chain of misery stop. You good? 47. This is this self-grasping ignorance is the cause of all dogmatic views. Without this self-grasping ignorance, no afflictions will arise. So if this self-grasping ignorance, if this reality is understood thoroughly, all views, wrong views, and afflictions will cease. 48. Who understands this? One might wonder. Right? Who understands emptiness? One might wonder. Is those who see dependent origination. First study dependent origination. Then this will connect you to understand impermanence. This will make you understand suffering. All composite things are impermanent, number one. Then this will take the next line. What is that next line? Ajibimla, what is the next line? First one is all composite things impermanent. All contaminated things are suffering nature. So to see the impermanence, transitory moving for so fast, move so fast, I have no control. No control is suffering. All contaminated things are suffering. Right? Number two. Right? So how to get away from this suffering? So with this suffering, we see that there's no self-nature, there's no independence. It'll take you to selflessness, emptiness. Okay. 48. Who understands this? One might wonder. Is those who see dependent origination. The Supreme Knower, the Buddha of reality, has taught that dependent arising is unborn. You see dependent arising, this will take you to understand the unborn nature. Unborn nature meaning things which are objectively unborn. That there's no objective production. Born meaning produced, production. There's no objective production. So unborn nature will be seen. So you meet with your true nature. 49. For those who are suppressed by false knowledge meaning that things are objective real, and grasp the untrue to be true. Grasp the untrue meaning no objective reality, no independent reality to be truly real, to be objective real. In them arises from attachment a series of grasping and contentions. 15. Those who are great beings, on the other hand, those who are evolved beings, they have neither thesis nor contention, because they can see things in the light of ultimate analysis. From that, we see that there's no thesis. With respect to them, good, bad, everything is transcended. They have neither thesis nor content, because they don't have any personal thesis, objective thesis. You getting it? Object. For example, otherwise you can argue, saying that even though the Arya Nagarjuna also has a thesis, no emptiness, that nothing is objective. This is a thesis. Yes, no. Hey, those people who have some connection with the academics, that my position is nothing is objectively. I have no thesis. This is your thesis. You're getting it? I have no thesis. There's no objective thesis. This is a thesis. You're getting it? So the point is that this is with respect to ultimate analysis. With respect to ultimate analysis, no thesis is really the case, because even the no thesis is also empty of objective reality. Okay, so it's a very profound.
It's related with 46 also. A bit of skipping history conclusion explanation. Here, 46, which give birth to attention and aversion. From this,
contentions ensue.
So this is flowing from here.
Yes. Yeah. So
I think this para was not so detailed explained.
So you are seeing the 46 is further explained by 49. So they're all connected. They're all connected. Okay. 15. Those who are great beings, those who know the emptiness of objective existence, they have neither thesis nor contention, meaning that they don't see things from the superficial reality. They see things from the true reality. What's the true reality? Seen by the ultimate analysis. In the ultimate analysis, then no thesis is there. All thesis dissolved. Those who are great beings, they have neither thesis nor contention. Because there's no thesis, contention also dissolves. So contention, say that for example, it's small children. Say we are all small children playing a role. What is that? Role play game. We are in a role play. We are doing a role play game, and then who was the king? Satan was the king, and our minister is gone. Text minister is gone. Okay, poor text minister must be. I think she was a little ill. She was a little unwell. Yeah, text minister. He does not appoint next text minister, right? Okay, now let's appoint the next text minister. Okay, Ajit Gasan is saying Ajit Pamela is the next text minister. So Ajit Pamela is the next text minister. Right? Okay. Next text minister, she's fed up with the collecting tax. Right? So she appoints Jigmela as the contractor. Right? So Jigmela collects all the tax, right? Hey, all your chocolates will come here. I was ordered by a tax minister, Honorable, the Mrs. Pamela, right? So all the chocolates there. And then the what? And Micah. Right, Micah said, no, this is my chocolate. This is my mother sent it for me, right? Then everybody snatched her chocolate and gave it to Jimela. And Jimela put 10 chocolates in his packet, and gave remain to our tax minister, right? Then goes to his pocket. Nobody knows that. Right? No, he's very different. I'm joking. Okay, so what I'm saying is that, if others say that, oh, you surrender your chocolate tax, then nobody will take you seriously. Right? But Jimala says that you have to surrender your chocolate, you have to surrender the chocolate. This is the convention. And if you don't surrender chocolate, Jimala will be very unhappy. Yes, Jimala? Because he is given the job to collect the tax, he'll be very unhappy. Right? He'll report to the tax minister. Right? And tax minister will report to His Highness King Setanla. Right? So, whereas outsider, the mother, father, the parents, they come and the small children say, right? Hey Jigme, what are you doing? Right? Right? Hey Jigme, come. Hey Satan, come. Everybody will be emotionally stirred. How dare that you call a king Satan without any respect? You getting it? So, you argue with me. I have no argument. For me, Satan is not king. The Ajipamla is not the tax minister. And the Jigmela, no contract, right? So this is all just small children's game. For me, there's no debate with you. Nothing to debate with you. Right? So whereas you fight against amongst each other, why should I pay my chocolate? It's my chocolate. And tax minister said, yes, you have to pay. Others have said, yes, you have to pay. So I say the fights happen amongst the people who believe in things that are objectively real. And the thesis is dissolved. Contentions. Contentions meaning fights, arguments. These will all will dissolve in the case of the people who see the emptiness. Okay, good. 50 now we can easily finish now. Now 51. Having found the locus. So what's the problem? What's the problem if you see things objectively real? Having found the locus meaning a point or object. This is objectively real. For example, say, where's the self? Right? Self is empty of objective reality. Where's the self is like a dream? Where's the self? Then you point to the mind. Mind is a self. You found a locus. Locus meaning, okay, anybody, just check locus. Kate, check the word locus. What's the meaning of locus? Hey, Mio, check it. Center activity. There's something there. And anything else? Any other meaning given? Center activity. What else? Center of attention. Yes. Center of concentration. Anything be different from these? Is already yes. Kate. A place there where something occurs. Myung, anything else extra? Particular position, point or place. Okay, so we all get some idea that locus is a connotation of objective existence, something objective there, right? Okay. Having found, but say so you as the advocate of emptiness of objective existence, do you see any objective locus? No, there's no objective locus there. But if somebody believes in objective locus, what's the problem? The problem is, having found a locus, one is caught by the twisting snake of afflictions. Right? Say, for example, is it true that, for example, let's say that say you are just sitting very quiet, calm, peacefully. Then on the wall, somebody somebody shows a movie of very disturbing movie, and then or let's say that somebody very crafted like a snake on the wall with light effect, some snake, and then what do you see? Oh, there's a snake there. There's no snake there, but your mind imputes a snake there. Then what happens? The mind is disturbed. You're getting it? So the point is that, okay, so good or bad, not only bad, even good things also. Even the beautiful, attractive things also. Attractive things say I want peace of mind. And then suddenly, some attraction comes. What happens? That your mind is glued by the object. Yes? Whereas if you know that this object is just your dream, then will your mind be glued or not glued? Will not be glued if you know that it's coming from your mind. If you think that it's coming from the object, then your mind will be glued, which is if it is attractive. If it's not attractive, your mind will be pushed, right? It is known as involuntary pull and push. Involuntary pull and push means lack of freedom or freedom? Lack of freedom. Lack of freedom is misery. You're getting it? Say, when you see things objective real, this is a problem. When you see things as a locus point, object real, either you see that as attractive or unattractive or neutral. Yes? Hey. Yes, no? Mike? Yes. Either it should be attractive, unattractive or neutral. Is attractive, your mind will be glued to it. Involuntary glued, involuntary pull. Unattractive, involuntary push, right? Involuntary push. And then the neutral, what's the problem? Okay, eventually, not at that point. Okay, some problems there, ignorance there. Why ignorance is there? So what's the problem? So even the Buddha did not have like it or doesn't like it. So ignorance? Pinzala, tell me. Are you the one who said? So how ignorance? So both the answers, Indrajitji and Pinzala, what they said is correct. But the neutral, ignorance is happening. How? Huh? No, what's the danger? It's neutral. Say for example, there's a tiger. Okay, there's a terrorist, there's a danger. You don't like it. Aversion. Your mother, you like it. Attachment. A neutral person, your normal, the neighbor, no liking, disliking. What danger? Huh? Meaning? So what's the problem? Why should it develop? Okay, anyone. What's the problem with the same? If the object is seen as attractive, when you see the object, it should be either attractive, unattractive, or neutral. So attractive, involuntary pull happens. Unattractive, involuntary push happens. Neutral, ignorance. How? Indifference. How? So what's the problem? Okay, now, yes. Absence of compassion. I don't think the Buddha has compassion for this people. Right? So what's the problem? Compassion is directed towards the beings. Kunal, deep contemplating. Tell me.
Maybe when we are seeing like indifferent to it, we are still seeing it as objectively.
Yes, this is answer. Good. How long have you studied emptiness? How long have you studied? How many years you studied emptiness? Just few days. Wow, that's amazing. Okay, it's like you have studied. You studied this from last many previous lives. Okay, that's the answer. Answer is that, say, in dream, you see things in the dream, yes. Either the object that you see in the dream is beautiful, attractive, unattractive, or neutral, yes. And attractive, involuntary pull happens. Unattractive, involuntary push happens. And the neutral, your mind believes that it is objectively real, right? It's real, it's not a dream, it's real. Although it's not attractive, not non-attractive, it's neutral, but you see this neutral as real, it's object real. That is self-grasping ignorance or not? It is. So, with a neutral feeling, the ignorance perpetuates. So, three poisons. Attractive, attachment arises. Unattractive, aversion arises. With neutral, ignorance perpetuates. Okay, thank you. Okay, next. Which? 51. Having found the locus, one is caught by the twisting snake of afflictions. Then what happens? Lo, the snake per se, there's nothing wrong. You're getting, I'm sure that some of you may even feel that, why snake? Why should we feel averse to a snake? Snake, the poor animal, right? Don't become too emotional in that sense. So just as people feel scared, just if you accidentally go towards the snake for his own defense will bite us. So likewise, when we see things object real, then the afflictions arise, and afflictions will bite us, and we will have the consequences, right? Consequence, yes, attachment, anger, jealousy, the consequences. These are all because of the afflictions. Okay, so it's like the snake biting us. Having found the locus, one is caught by the twisting snake of afflictions. Those whose minds have no locus, they will not be caught by this snake. Okay, we'll stop here. Now we can easily finish. And tomorrow we'll do the meditation, emptiness of the mind. Anything else? And for essentials, we can do it easily tomorrow.